Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. You're right now calling in to me, Ring Dallin. And as I said in my last video, Ukraine was my absolute favorite in semi-final one of the Eurovision Song Contest. And quite frankly, ever since I heard the song in the national selection when I was reacting to it, it's been my favorite. Nothing this year has come close to that masterpiece of a song, and these performers are doing it so well, so elegantly, and they're performing it with so much emotion and integrity, and everything they do feels so important and it feels so meaningful. And now we got to see it elevated on the Eurovision stage, and quite frankly, nothing can compare to what Ukraine did. I said in my last video that Ireland is the one that gave me the winning vibes, but I see Ukraine as the one that I am going to be voting for. And there are a lot of different ways to win Eurovision. Nobody is better than Ukraine at Eurovision. I'm sorry, Sweden, but the thing is, Ukraine always deliver. Everything they do on that stage is important because every single second counts. That's what I love about Eurovision. You get 3 uninterrupted minutes to speak to the world. Let them know what's going on. And everybody has an agenda for what they're doing. And Ukraine is very visible. You know, they do not want to be forgotten. They come on there and they tell real stories. They come on there and they deliver their culture. They come on there and then they exist and they thrive and they get celebrated for being who they are, which is so beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, the whole performance yesterday, it doesn't hold your hand, but it's beautifully done in the way that it tells its story. There's so much imagery happening, which is up for you to decide, what do you see? Not many countries could send a staging and entry like this. There's something that has to be very genuine to do, and it becomes that when Ukraine does it. And the imagery they have, for example, during the rapping where everything is shaking, you look at all the shadowy figures in the back, flying above them. Is that the past haunting them? Is that the rest of the world no longer seeing Ukraine? Or is that heaven? It is open for interpretation. You are left feeling something. Ukraine is able to tell you a story, deliver a message. Please do not forget us. This is what we're going through. But depending on how you live your life, depending on how you view the world, there's different things happening everywhere. The opening where you make the mountain move apart, water starts to flow. It is incredibly done, and then all of a sudden there's this mountain, and then you see like airstrikes. Oh, that's imagery of war, but it's also imagery of the world ending. Is that what it feels like? You know, you sit and you ask these questions and you are reminded of the stories of the brave and fantastic Ukrainian people. Everything makes you feel something, and then you get the ending where they're laying on the floor with all these people. Again, not telling you what's going on. Is this heaven? Is this their heritage? Is this just showing the people of Ukraine? What is it meant to do? You have your story, I have mine, they have theirs, right? And a lot of it will connect. We will feel the same emotions, but our worldviews will also dictate how we interpret every single scene. There is detail in every single thing done in this show. Everything they do is to perfection because everything they do matter. Every single second, as I said, counts. Sometimes entries go a bit too long. Like, I love Lithuania's entry this year. Maybe could have cut 20 seconds, right? In my personal opinion. But with Ukraine, you don't want to cut a single second because this is your platform to speak to the world. Nobody's better at Eurovision than Ukraine. Nobody does a better job of using this platform well. And I hope no matter what happens, that people do not forget what's going on in Ukraine. The reaction in the crowd, clapping along to this song, sharing them on, one of the biggest ovations of the night. I think you can also say that that's how the world is, right? The world is cheering you on in your battle, and it's backing you, and it's standing there on the sidelines of the war, wanting to help. So I think it was beautiful. I hope they get all the support in the world, and I hope once again that Eurovision can be a platform for Ukraine to be noticed as who they are, because it's such a dark and awful world that we live in. There's so many horrible things happening that it's easy to forget at times everything that's happening, right? It can become too much. So we need platforms like this, and they're not up there preaching you guys need to do more. They're up there telling a story, showing how they live, showing how they feel, representing the Ukrainian people. I remember watching the national selection, seeing them, break the system there. So they had to do the results the day after with like a landslide margin, right? It was unheard of anything else going to Eurovision, and they had a strong selection. In my opinion, the best selection of the year was Ukraine. But this one is so special. So I am so excited that this is a part of Eurovision. This is why I love Eurovision. Everything is welcomed on that stage, but nothing is better than when it's something as meaningful as an entry like that. Beautifully done, great job by everyone involved. I can't wait to vote for this entry on Saturday. I hope they get a fantastic result, and no matter what, I hope they get support from all over the world in the coming years. Thank you, Ukraine, and thank you for watching.